Okay. All right, everybody, welcome. It's Monday night at Rotary. We're here online on Zoom, and we're going to be talking today about community service projects and brainstorming some ideas. We've got some really great people that are here today that have had firsthand experience on some of these. So we're going to turn it over now to our district community service chair, Mr. Wally Wong from Rotary Club of Hilo. Before I do that, I want to acknowledge our district governor, Randy Hart, who's on the call. So Randy, you want to open us up with any comments, and we'll turn it over to Wally.
Just a couple of quick comments, Vincent, and thank you, and thank the folks for taking the time out of their busy evening to join Wally and myself and Vincent and Naomi as we try and brainstorm some ideas. There's some great things going on out there that I'm seeing. The things that I'm seeing that are most promising are when folks are doing things together. I see AG groups coming together. I think Dave Mosrin and his crew coming together to do a community service project. We did one here in Hilo a few weeks ago in Paint the Pahoa town, and there's others that are going on. And I think that synergy that we get from doing things more together than individually become much more impactful. Just a quick success story on the Pahoa Paint the Pahoa town project. That turned out so well. We had some great PI on that project and stuff, and we had 5 of the East Hawaii clubs plus the Kaka'ako Eco Club showed up to participate in that project. And what it really made it so neat was the synergy that we got behind that. And then I was at my district governor visit with Pahoa Club the other day, and they're a fairly small club, and the local council woman had called in during the meeting just to express her appreciation for everybody coming out for that event. And Ashley Kirkowitz is who it is. She actually joined the club, committed to joining the club that night. And it's the kind of things that I think that can happen in community service that will drive membership. Ashley will come into that club as the local councilwoman representative for that area, and just about guaranteed she's going to bring other folks, like-minded folks that want to give back to the community into that club that's been struggling for many years in trying to grow. So it's all very promising, and I just think doing group things is the way ahead. It takes away some of the burden of scheduling and planning and executing an event where just one, if one club is putting together, taking the initiative, then but a lot more effective. So but with that, I will turn it over to my good friend, past president, Rotary Club of Hilo, the guy that is responsible for me being past president of Rotary Club of Hilo, and probably the one most to blame for me being the district governor today. So Mr. Wally Wong.
All right, thank you. And just leading off from Randy's introduction for what we did or are doing right now in the district, that's a great way to get new Rotarians as well as plan our projects. We have a couple of big projects coming up. Rotary Gives Thanks, November 26th, and hopefully we're already planning what we're going to do. But if some of the other clubs or smaller clubs have a project that they really need help with, that's why we're doing this brainstorming today, to see if they need help or if other clubs haven't gotten anything yet and they want to help another club. So this is a good time that we can get together and throw it out and see what each of us has and where we need help, or if you have so many members that you can help other clubs too. So that's what we want to look at and start planning for November 26th. Kind of looking at maybe we can look at humanitarian projects for November 26th, unless you guys already have something planned for Rotary Gives Thanks. So what I'll do is just kind of throw that out right now. And if you guys have anything that you want to share, ideas or projects that you need help with, or, things that you want to, see, now's the time, kind of throw it out there and we can try to discuss it right now.
Hey, Wally, I wanted to, because it's sort of fresh in our minds, if Liz, if you wouldn't mind talking about your health, your wellness fair, because that was a huge hit over on Maui, and that's definitely in the give thanks category, and something that we could do as kind of a group thing. So maybe talk a little bit about how you guys got it started and how you got partners going, so we can have an idea of how we could pull that off if we wanted to do one over here.
Alan, the president of the Wailea Club, was actually the organizer. He had done it in the Kahului area, and it was well received. And then I think that the West Side clubs wanted to replicate that, and he started reaching out to people. We all started reaching out to people, but he had a list of great contacts, and we had over 30 vendors from the police department, mental health, fitness, marriage counseling, insurance, chiropractor, Red Cross. Red Cross taught us CPR. Carl did a Tai Chi, and they did a yoga class. The variety was so well spread. We had food vendors. There was the local band from Lahaina Luna. George Kahumoku played for free. I mean, it was, just a really fun day. I think the only problem, I think we could have cut it down by an hour, and the weather was extremely hot. But other than that, it was keiki to kapuna, and we had over 100 attendees. And there was another hula dance going on under the banyan tree on Front Street. So I think that was, I think we did really good.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Liz.
So Liz,
Vincent, just adding, just a comment to Liz's comment, and I was visiting Al and his club just the day before that, and they didn't have a clue on how many folks were gonna show up. They were so worried about it that they put in all this time and energy into this event, and it turned out so great with just so many people in the community participating in it and stuff that I just thought it was just totally awesome and very, very gratifying for all of those that put in so much effort into the event, and it turned out so extremely well. But they didn't know even until the night before how well it was gonna turn out, and it was just, like I said, a fabulous event. So I just wanted to add on to Liz's comment there.
Okay, thanks. Wally, you wanted to pick it up from there?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Liz too. So was it just your club that took the lead on it, or did you have other clubs helping you out?
It was, yeah, it was the 3 clubs in Lahaina, and Al from Wailea helped. He was the lead because he had done it, and we just all worked together to support that. I mean, Joanne's in our club, so if you don't know Joanne Laird, she's I know, you just say her name. She could, she kind of recruited me in, and that was, I can't say no to that lady.
All right, yeah.
And
So that's great.
They also used district grant money for putting this on. So
Mm.
it was a really big collaborative one. But I wanted to say that Lynn had her hand up.
Okay.
So I've been talking to our club and Joshua about having a recycling project for Rotary Gifts Thanks Day. So we're still in the really preliminary planning stages of it, but the plan is for each club in our area to take one part of the recycling. So recycle like computers, printers, scanners, cell phones, and clean them up and then donate them to some nonprofit. Even like Kuala Lumpur. Cans and bottles, and the proceeds go to Polio Plus. Household goods, clothes, and gently used shoes go to Goodwill. So we plan to have a lot of stations and then have each station sponsored by a club.
Perfect. Would that be out in your area? You kind of try to see if you can set something up there.
Yeah, we're gonna try and see if we can have it at Leeward Community College.
Oh, okay.
Annabelle, you had a question? Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. It's so good to meet you through Zoom this afternoon. It's not so much as a question. My first comment about the health fair, I think it's a great idea because a lot of service projects are usually for the poor and the downtrodden, and we forget this middle class bracket that are often neither too poor or neither too rich, but they cannot fit in any category, you know? I don't know if I'm clarifying myself enough, but there's always that middle class that I have seen in social services. These are the ones who never asked for help before, and now they're in a place where they're going to need help. You know, they're the ones who used to donate and now they have to receive. So I like that middle of the road kind of service. In terms of our club, I was thinking of participating in the feeding program at Salvation Army because that was something that our club has enjoyed doing before. Is the November 26th, in your opinion, a separate day from the actual Thanksgiving Day that most of us participate in?
No, you can have it, you can still call it a Rotary Gives Thanks Day as long as it's around that, but it doesn't have to be on that exact day.
Oh, okay.
It's Thanksgiving weekend, right?
Mhm.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right? It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Okay. Okay, good.
I just wanted to let you, I checked with Salvation Army. They are going to have a Thanksgiving meal this year at Blaisdell. I don't know what the details are, but if that is something that you're wondering, you know, what they're doing this year, it's going to be on for 2022. Thank you.
Oh, terrific. So that way, how many people do you have in your club?
Sean, how many are we now?
We're in the mid 50s, maybe high 50s.
All right.
And one of the things that Annabelle and I, we just had a call, what was it, 2 weeks ago, Annabelle? Where we had, with my dog. Hey, right when I'm talking.
That's okay.
Yeah. So the idea that we had was kind of similar to what you guys were talking about, which is trying to find some synergy with some other clubs, maybe some downtown focused clubs, and look to some sort of project that isn't just like a one and done, but you know, something a little bit more ambitious and something a little bit more you know, that would continue on through something in the 3 to 5 year range. We brainstormed a couple of different ideas, and we've reached out to a couple of nonprofits as to, hey, what are your needs? Like, how can we pool these resources together around that? And then once we had, some kind of ideas, Dan Kim, who's the president, and I'm the president-elect, we're going to reach out to these other clubs and just say, hey, there's 5 to 8 clubs here right in this vicinity. Let's see what we can do, something that's, that we can look back on in 10 years and say, wow, what a great project. It's, something that we can all put a lot of time and energy towards. And any thoughts or guidance that you guys have on that, those maybe perennial or legacy projects, whatever you want to call it. It's something that we're trying to get our heads around, like what is reasonable, and we don't need to recreate the wheel. If there are other projects or some sort of format that we can follow, we're more than happy to put some energy into getting something like that going.
Yeah, that sounds great. Have you come up with any ideas of where you wanted to start? I know for Rotary Gives Thanks, we were cooking for a transitional home, and we did it like every year. We did the turkey and ham and things, and then when COVID hit, then we started cooking. They needed somebody to cook for them, during the week, because their people couldn't go out and get food like they used to, right? So we came in. We got some volunteers from the university to come and cook on a couple of days, and we came in on Thursdays to cook. And I think it's like 2 years, maybe. We've been cooking for 2 years since then. Every Thursday we have a group that goes there and cooks a meal for them. And it's a fun time for our Rotarians, because they're all getting together and having a blast just cooking. And then they prepare that meal for the residents at the transitional home, and they appreciate that too. So it starts something small, and then you can build off on it. We can start that some kind of project here for Rotary Gives Thanks. Put an idea together, get some your club members, other club members, and then from there try to see what you can build from there. But if you have an idea already, maybe we can kind of bring that up and see who we could get you to help you with that project too.
Yeah, I mean, we're 100% in the idea stage right now.
Okay.
And we're in the ideas about ideas stage.
Okay.
if there is such a thing. So, but we don't even know what other clubs are going to want to participate in it. And so one of the things that we wanted to come with some ideas. I like that, some sort of commitment to, transitional homes, or, whatever that might be. But we want to similarly get feedback from other clubs in the area, so that it's not just us saying, hey, we have this idea, we need your help. We want it to be more like, hey, we have a bunch of people collectively, what can we do that's going to be impactful? And what kind of commitments are we willing to make to making that happen? And we're not, if it's going to require any kind of building, we're not even looking to swing hammers this year. We're looking to get that idea and kind of move it along to maybe next year, the year after that, maybe that we're doing that, but building towards that, so that it's something that people know and understand, and you have consistent efforts towards that.
Yeah, if I can say a little bit more about it, one thing that we want to do is that the presidents will be able to pass on the project to the next president and have some kind of a theme. So let's say we can go back and say 5 years later that, this was handed down and this was the vision that we have. And so we we are very, very careful in how we pick this because we have great ideas on the table right now, but making that final decision, we want to bring it down to a few choices and then present it to the club. And then the presidents will have to commit to carrying that on as they term, in and out. So thank you.
Yeah, that's great. I'm looking at your screen back there in back of you, but you can get a bunch of ideas from that right there, right?
Yeah.
And then everybody can just kind of work together, on one of those focus projects right there. I mean, that's something that we could look on as a legacy project for Rotary clubs in your area. But yeah, you just got to find something that you're really passionate about, and just dive into it, and get everybody else to see, or realize that that could be something that would help the community or the middle class or Kupuna or Keiki or somebody who's out there that's really looking for help.
One thing that we've done in the past, I'm sorry, this is Liz, is we partnered up with the Maui Food Bank, and we actually assembled a couple hundred boxes that then went to the elderlies, but also just to really partner up with the food bank. We have a drop off here at my place of business at 5A, and every week Maui Food Bank collects a barrel of food, and you just see the need so much, and you could do a food drive at one of the local supermarkets, and we could all do it, and it could really turn into a lot more. I think building partnerships with people that are nonprofits already, it's really helpful because they've already got a set plan. I mean, Maui Food Bank has boxes, they have a production line, and you just it works really well.
I know a couple years too, we did the Rotary Rice Rally. I'm not sure if you guys were around when they were doing that regularly. Yeah. That's the time where we got to get together at the different stores and we collect rice for the food bank kind of thing. And that's something, if we wanted to look at Rotary district wide, that might be something that we could start with, and then that might lead to something else. And I think James is on, James Tyron.
Yeah, he's got a regular food bank project going.
Yeah, he's a regular food bank guy. So I mean, he's out there doing that too for Hilo, the east side. Anything on that, James?
Oh, hey Wally, hey Benson. Yeah, we have like a regular once a month, usually first or second week of the month, and we go and we pick one day, and we usually do about 23 or anywhere from 16 to 23 pallets of food, which is 35 boxes each. And that's similar to what the sorry, I didn't catch her name, who was just talking, was saying about to Liz is what she was saying with, it's a Kupuna packing project, so it goes to elderly. But yeah, we've done in the past, I want to say this maybe 2017 or 18, we did a rice drive at KTA, and we just picked a day, and I think we got 3 pallets full of rice that just people would go in, they'd see us on the way into the grocery store, and then they would buy a bag of rice and drop it off with us usually. So that was pretty successful. But yeah, no, I'm just enjoying listening to your folks meeting to kind of get some ideas. The day that Saturday is, I think our club, knowing kind of what the turnout would be, would probably like a morning project of some sort, because they're early guys, we're an early club, and a collaborative project I think is always neat, because we've got several clubs in Hilo, and get to meet some of the other clubs at the same time while we're doing something good. So we're still what you had mentioned, we're still in I think the brainstorming is what this meeting is for, in that phase for the 26th of November as well. So.
Great. Yeah, thanks, James.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I might, great comments, that are popping up here, and some of the things that Sean and Annabelle said that really strike home is looking at a project that it's a legacy kind of project, to where you get collaboration from the other clubs. Then the other piece to that is making sure you get the Rotary stamp on it. So many times, we do projects and we go in and we help out, other nonprofits, but you never get the Rotary tag on it. So, me being a little bit biased, whole lot biased toward Rotary. If we don't get the Rotary stamp on it, we don't get the Rotary credit for it, and then we don't get the Rotary PI for it. So we don't get the bang for the buck if it's not a Rotary project where our banners are out and everybody knows that, hey, this is Rotarians doing this, and I want to be a part of that organization. The Eco Club of Kaka'ako does a good job with that, leveraging PI and making sure that whenever they're doing a project, that anybody that sees them knows that it's Rotarians out there making a difference. That as you and the other piece that I think is very important is the AG. It is really got to be the one that ties those clubs together and gets folks all moving towards a collective target instead of everybody. And I know Dave is very, very much about wanting to do, community type projects. It involves all the Honolulu clubs and not just one, here and there. Bottom line, I just think it's very important for us to put the Rotary name on it, whenever we're doing things out there. And, we're doing great projects all over the place. And, but if and the Maui Health Fair was probably a good example of, everybody knew that was a Rotary driven project, and with Rotarians that put it together. So, again, I think it was a huge success. But folks like, Doc Al and, his whole team and the other presidents all coming together and, putting the Rotary tag on it, made it a very successful event. So.
Yeah,
Well, if I can
that's
add-
something we ought to consider.
If I can add on that, it was a Rotary project, not a Rotary club doing something for somebody else. So
Yeah.
Sean and Anna, what if you got the 5 clubs in our area, plus maybe Pearl Harbor and some other clubs that are on the outskirts of downtown, and have a think tank with stakeholders from the community. So you bring in the nonprofits, you bring in the elected officials, the fire department, the schools, and ask them, what kind of, let's do an assessment. What kind of issues are there? What can we do for the next several years to fix this problem? And so then it's them saying, because they have their eyes on the community, and they can see what what the problem is. So, Anna, if you bring in Palama, you bring in Easter Seals, or those organizations, they're dealing with people in the community. So why don't we set up a community? It's called a community conversation with stakeholders. Just say, let's just get information on what the problems are and what can be done. And with the collective clubs, you can do something that's impactful. But here, this is a Rotary initiated project. I'm going to do that, Anna?
Yeah, actually, that already in itself is a project, because bringing leaders together is always a very challenging task. So I feel like us coming forth as the leaders in the community, we are leading as collectively, we're bringing leaders together. But for us to be that facilitator, that will put Rotary in the forefront. If we come out like that, then we may not be doing, we're not lifting, painting, hammering, anything, but we are the leaders bringing all these minds together, I think that's already very powerful.
Let's do it.
Okay, Sean, let's do it.
I
That
love
could be
your
something
energy.
For you too, Lynn, trying to bring leaders together for your project out there. And then that way you can, try to tie in all the rest of the Rotary clubs too for your recycling project. I like that one too. But yeah, that'll be a start, for everyone. Come up with some ideas, get the people, the leaders involved, and then we can, start to branch out with our Rotary clubs and members and the other clubs in the district. So something that we can work on.
I would also say, don't hesitate to bring in the community, to these projects. It doesn't just have to be Rotarians, but bring in folks in the community that want to participate, in your event. We do that for our big fundraiser over here with the Hilo Brewfest, but even just past Wednesday, anyway, a couple days ago, myself and a couple others from Rotary Club of Hilo went out and did the food bank thing that James's club sponsors. They had a number of other folks from the community that were there for the project. And then after that, we went over and did the Go Cook 'em crew that cooks for the folks that Wally was mentioning earlier. So two of them went on over and helped us out with the Go Cook 'em that day. So don't hesitate, to bring folks in. And I think the two that came over to join us in the Go Cook 'em, they're interested in becoming Rotarians now. So it all comes together and it works well. So.
Yeah, so that's a start, where we can do, to start reaching out, at least for this upcoming November 26th, Rotary Gives Thanks. Good time to, get all those ideas on and see where we need to reach out to. We got some time right now, to try to plan this. And we always got that project website too that, we're putting more and more things on it. So, we can, kind of put things over there to see, where, the ideas are and, where we need to, try to see how we can help the other clubs.
And if everybody may not be aware of the project website, well, Lisa, if you want to kind of tell them, the reasoning and why behind the project website that we just started here a few weeks ago.
Okay, yeah. So on the district website, if you go to, I guess, service and you look under community, there's also a service projects page. And we got that one set up where, you can input a project that, you're going to, you're looking for help, to try to find some partners to come in. It's mainly for Rotarians, district Rotarians or any Rotarian that visits our page. But, that's one way where we can, get help from other clubs in your area. If, people are interested in, coming in on that one day that you're, planning this project. So, we got that website all set up, to put your projects there to try to, let people know that there's something big coming up and, Rotary Club of Hilos, looking for people to come and, enjoy the day with them, pulling weeds out of the pond or something kind of thing like that, but, just try to get that down, get it out there and, just make it fun for everybody. And, that's one way for Rotarians, to get involved and, get information. And, of course, you got the social media part, right, where you can send it out on Instagram and Facebook and, whatever else you guys got out there. And that way you can drag in, people that aren't Rotarians, people outside of the club that are interested in community service, but don't know how to get involved. But I know there's a lot of people out there that, want to help out. So, different ways that we can, look at, trying to extend our Rotary reach. So we got Rotary Gives Thanks coming up on November 26th. And, you also might want to think about Rotarians at Work, April 22nd also. So, that's another big project day for Rotarians across the world, that we all get together to do things. So, start thinking about that, as well as, what we can do in April. And, if you're the president or president-elect or community service person, just try to keep those ideas flowing, share it with your club members, and, try to get that out to your AGs and see, what they can do to help bring everything together and, try to toss out those. Hopefully you're having regular monthly AG meetings, right? And then that way you guys can share projects and, talk story about, what we can do out there.
Hey, I see my friend Kimo Becker on the call. Kimo's a super creative guy with a lot of enthusiasm, so I'm sure you got some things going you want to share with us. Go ahead.
Thank you, Ben. I really appreciate it, as always. And it's great to see both you and Naomi. This should be a major training effort, shouldn't it, when both of you are here like this?
Well, it is a training effort. This is why we're here, man. Everybody wants to learn, so that's great.
I was late. Our community service past president, Bill Sanborn, was hosting our mayor, and we were talking about, we had about, I want to say close to maybe about 15 people showed up to talk about targeting the homeless. And one of the participants had a container that you can buy. They're about $10,000 and they're collapsible. And they could be set up on a site for a homeless family to perhaps sleep in, perhaps store their stuff in. But anyway, we had a very open discussion, and Rotary was responsible for that, bringing the community together, sort of like we do global grants where we do a community assessment, same thing. And we were fortunate to have Mayor Mitch Roth there. So it was very informative. And by the way, our mayor is a Rotarian with the Hilo Club. So it's kind of awesome to have someone in with that political strength in Rotary at the same time. We have to really leverage that resource. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right. Great to see you, Wally. I'm glad to hear that you guys have added the website for community service projects. Awesome idea. And that's staying also with Randy and Naomi's theme is to really get the clubs working together to support each other. And that's happening on both sides of the island with, of course, our Peace Pole Day next Wednesday, the 21st, where we've got one in Hilo, one in Waimea in my club, and then one in Kona Sunset. So these are awesome things that Rotary's doing in the community, and making and we don't toot our horn enough, Wally. We don't promote ourselves, and that's what we should be doing on these community service projects.
I agree. We all agree. Hopefully you're going to have your banners up waving strong, right? While you planting that pole.
Oh yeah, we're doing that. We're waving all kinds of stuff.
All right. Yeah, so that's a big thing too, is making sure that we, like Randy was saying too, is having your banners up while we're doing that, or, wearing your Rotary shirts, and hopefully, marking it, somewhere, if it is a project that we're, putting on, that, Rotary should be getting all the credit. And, I do agree with that. So many times we're helping all these other clubs and, or other community service organizations, and, we don't get the PR that, we're putting into it. Right. So, I mean, that's just another thing that we need to look at.
Yeah, and press releases. So, Kimo, are you guys doing a press release for the Peace Bowl? So, Beth's club is also doing a Peace Bowl on that same day. So maybe the district can put out something about peace and the peace polls, that the 4 peace polls that are being done that day.
That might be something I can share with Charlene, maybe, yeah. Maybe she can get the word out and put some kind of press release in. Unless she's doing that already, I'll check with her.
Okay, so if you could add to the Honolulu Sunsets peace poll that they're doing at Alawai Elementary. Beth, you guys are still doing it, right, on the 21st? Beth?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Okay.
See, that's four on the same day.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Okay.
Good
Well,
idea.
And to add to that, Volcano is doing one down at the Ka'u Hospital, either on that day or the day before.
The next day, they're dedicating it the next day, yeah.
Okay, so that's 5 during the same okay, so we should do a press release.
Okay. I'll talk to Charlene to see, maybe she's already planning to do something, but if I'm not sure if she knew about the Honolulu Sunset, so I'll make sure she can find out about that one.
Yeah.
Well, we should for sure
Arjun is
cover
the
it
one
on
who's
there.
in charge of it.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great.
Perfect. So yeah, I mean, there's Rotary Gives Thanks coming up. Different ideas, health and wellness, recycling, food bank, feeding, trying to build some kind of legacy, collaboration with, other groups, leaders in the community. So we got some great ideas. If you guys can, start thinking about something that, you feel a passion for, that you can stand up behind it and drive it forward, and, get other clubs to assist you, even better. And then, we can try to, get the news out about that, get social media out, and then, try to see what we can do to keep this thing rolling. Rotary Gives Thanks coming up November 26th or sometime during that week. Something that we can do all together, even a big Rotary rice rally, or, if Rotarians wanted to do like their own feeding, for the people that probably won't make it to Salvation Army. You have those ones on the side of the road that, they don't really travel farther than their cart can be pushed, right? So, they might be hungry too. So different ideas, possibilities to take a look at, as we, come into this next season, the season of giving, right?
Yeah. Hey, Annabelle, I wanted you to talk a little bit about that conference that you put in the chat, and then we'll go back to you, Randy.
Oh, okay. I think this is not in my league. This is above my league. So I'm asking if there's anyone that that will be attending this conference. So the conference I put on the chat is actually like I said,
Randy's on the call with oops, sorry.
it's a conversation, as we were talking about having a conversation with our local leaders. These are decision makers of giant entities that are gathering together across sectors, and they're going to sit together to discuss how we can create more resilient communities. One of our challenges right now is food insecurity. We rely on food from the mainland, for example. How can we have sustainable food here on the island? I'm guessing that would be the discussion in this one. I'm sure energy efficiency, how we can, survive on our own without support from the mainland in case we get cut off. So if you want to look at the website, it's at HEC 2022 conference. Hawaii
Right.
Executive Conference.
Hawaii Executive Conference, great. Thanks for that, Annabelle. Randy, you had a comment you wanted to make?
I just wanted to mention, there's nothing wrong with, finding best practices and then replicating them someplace else. And just one example that has popped up recently is, the Eco Club of Kaka'ako had the ginky ball toss and stuff into the alawai in order to clean the alawai. A great best practice, and over here in East Hawaii now, they're gearing up to do the same thing in a pond area down on Banyan Drive that will involve hopefully all of the East Hawaii clubs and making the balls and then storing them at another Rotarian's facility, I think for a month while they continue to grow the microbes in them or whatever, and then come out on a particular day and then throw them into the the pond and stuff. So nothing wrong with finding a best practice and thinking, hey, we can use that practice over here and have the same impact. And the other thing I was just going to say, and Wally mentioned, the rice rally. When we did it over here, and there was pre-COVID, obviously, but it was a competition thing between a few of the clubs on how much rice, how many pounds of rice that you could collect on that particular day. So it was a kind of a bragging rights between the clubs, and the club presidents had a minor wager where they would have to go to the winning club and present the president of the winning club some fun token of whatever. But it just kind of goes back to whatever you're going to do, have fun with it. Don't take it so serious. Whether it's bell ringing at Christmas time or rice rally in and around Thanksgiving when the food bank is very, very short. I like doing something like that because it's Rotarians out there with their Rotary shirts on and a Rotary banner outside KTA, Foodland, whatever. So everybody knows it's Rotarians that are out there, making a difference, and they have fun with it. It really is, a couple of hours out there with your friends and having fun with it and interacting with people coming in and out of the store. So whatever we do, we have to have fun with it. That's for sure.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I wanted to add something. The other thing too is to all of these projects we're talking about are great because you can come out there one day, a lot of people show up, make a big impact. But there are also some things that you can do on a larger scale that take a longer amount of time, to take more people. Like for example, I'm gonna go down tomorrow to one of our communities down here, Ocean View, and there's a lot of Marshallese people, almost 2,000 of them living there, and they're really challenged now because they don't have access to clean water. I mean, they have access, they can go down and get it out of a spigot that the county provides, but they don't have a way to get it up their hill, and their hill is a 4,000 feet elevation, pretty much straight up. So we're gonna meet with some of our Rotarians, are gonna go there and see what we can do to help these guys. But this has got reverse global grant written all over it. Other thing that I saw the other day, I was driving through KL and I saw about 10 people just standing out in the rain there waiting for the bus because there's no bus shelter. So I know that the Pahoa Club has put up a bus shelter here and there, but if we do these projects where we can go in and have impact in one day, that's really great. But there's some other places where Rotary can respond on a large scale. And Kimo, I know that you've done global grants before, so for those of us that may not be that familiar with it, how could we do something like that to help these people down in Ocean View?
Dan, I think that- sorry. I would just say that, Annabelle, I love Annabelle's background, but like
I will send it to you.
a district grant maybe two clubs combined together. And just because the cost of doing that, and probably the biggest challenge is just getting the permits for building something like that. But the materials and the labor, the Rotarians can kind of come together and do that. And I think you could do it in a district grant much more effectively than the global grant is 30 grand. And you're probably 6 months to a year of planning and work to do it, where the district grant is more immediate. And I go by KL as well. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I've seen them as well because it rains there all the time.
Yeah.
But that's a great idea for a district grant.
Yeah. Okay, just want to throw that. Go ahead, Annabelle.
Don't get me started on Ocean Point because I'm so passionate about that community, even if I'm a Honolulu resident.
Yeah.
Just to give you a little bit more that I know, because I work a lot with Micronesian, with the Kofa community. The kids there don't actually start going to school until they can walk from the encampment to the side of the road. So if nobody can walk them on those volcanic rocks, they wait. So when you're 7 years old and you're just starting with school, when everybody else is way ahead of you, they're reading, they're writing, they're doing all kinds of things, they have skills, and then you're coming in. And so a kid that's going to school at that age will be so embarrassed to not know as much as their colleagues in their cohort. But I think in terms of global grants, even though it's way, it's not outside, it's still within the United States. To me, I think it's such a worthy cause because I worry about those kids. They don't get vaccinated if the parents don't take them. They can't walk that rocky, all those rocks. It's not a paved road. So it's a very difficult, if you don't have the vehicle to go in there with the water, no water goes in the community. It's off the grid.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can talk about that's one we have a whole meeting just on that one. But I just wanted to bring that thought up is that it is possible for us to do stuff on a larger scale that's beyond just one day, although we can make a lot of impact in one day. So just wanted to add that, Wally.
No, I mean, that's great. I mean, that's what Sean was talking about, legacy projects, right? Something that we can, plan and build on. So that's good ideas to bring to the table for community service, on the long term, where we can start planning it now. Hopefully you have plans for the bus shelter and the water right now. Like Kimo was saying, we got the mayor in there, so now's the time to take advantage of his pencil pen pushing power, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get Keith, the water guy, to run some water up there.
Well, yeah, that's another Hilo Club guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was bonging his head the other day. I was sitting next to him at a fundraiser. Come on, Keith, need some water down there. Come on, man. So
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
that's why Rotarians are here, leaders working together, right? So that's how we're gonna get things done. We just gotta sit across from that Rotarian that can make things happen for us.
Just a real quick comment. The Micronesian people went to the county, right? And the county came down there and took a look at their situation. But with all their rules, regulations, procurement, whatever, they'd have to send planners down there on all of this. Doug Adams told me, hey, Ben, it's gonna take us a while to respond to those guys, but Rotary could respond to them like right away. Rotary could actually do something for these guys like in a month or two, simply because they don't have the same kind of constraints that a government has. So that's why when when the lava started erupting over here, like the Rotarians were really great in terms of just like getting on the scene and doing stuff right away, like saving Kuokala School. So we're in a terrific situation to be able to respond to stuff way quicker than any government could ever do it. So let's always kind of keep that in mind.
Yep. You just need somebody with the passion to push it forward. So I mean, that's to make it happen.
Yeah. Okay,
Wally?
yeah,
Yep,
go
yep.
ahead,
So-
Naomi.
Well, first of all, I apologize. I was Clint Schroeder, and Clint wanted to say hello to you guys.
Oh,
So I was waiting. I was waiting for you guys, but then he had to go. So he says to tell you guys all hello. But
all
anyway,
right.
you know, we started out talking about what we can do for Make a Difference, Rotary Gives Thanks Day, and I wonder if we can come to some projects that we can get our heads around to start planning. And so, you know, Lynn's idea of the recycling, but also to bring in goods, goods to give to nonprofits. Maybe each of us could take a nonprofit in their area and start collecting and you know, help them with what they need, what the nonprofit. So here we're helping the nonprofit carry out their mission, and they're reaching out so many more people that we're not reaching. So, I mean, we could throw that idea out to everybody if they want to do that. And then, you know, think about something bigger for April. And don't forget that we have Kiwanis, Lions, and Optimists that we can call on to help, because Kiwanis did say that they were interested in partnering with us.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a great idea to, you know, get that done. So
Yeah.
for like Rotary Gives Thanks, you know, I guess if anything, if Lynn can take a look and see, put something together, you know, maybe, you know, if you want to get it on the website and see, you know, what's involved, or, you know, how we can reach out to the other clubs to get involved, or, you know, grab a nonprofit to, you know, try to get items for them. You know, there's other things that we can look at. You know, I like that health and wellness thing too, you know, for, you know, trying to put something big like that together for this week. Just got to find somebody who's willing to, you know, take the lead on that. Food bank, you know, Rotary rice rally, you know, things like that, you know, just whatever, whatever project you want to get involved in, you know, try to grab one of those things and see if you can put something together and, you know, push that forward within your area, and see, you know, what we can do to, you know, get more clubs involved who, you know, may or may not have been on this call tonight.
I know, Wally, one thing, last year because of COVID, we didn't do our Salvation Army bell ringing like we normally do. So what our club did is we collected blankets and jackets. Just, you know, any stuff you got use around, and then we had Iona Carcels as the drop-off point, and then put them all together, and they came down to pick it up. And man, it was a lot of them all the way down. In fact, it's the little kids one that they need a lot, but just stuff people had just kind of lying around their house. So that's another idea, you know, wintertime coming up.
Right. I mean, all good ideas. Just, you know, somebody's just got to grab one of those ideas from your club and, you know, get that out there.
Okay, so it's Rotary Gives Thanks by Lending a Hand. So everybody pick a humanitarian nonprofit, ask them what they need, and let's go help them.
Okay, great idea. All right, so hey, we're at the top of the hour now, and so you know, that's our 60 minutes of scheduled fun time. So I gotta respect everybody's time, and we're gonna kind of wrap this up. So any final thoughts, ideas, words, anything anybody would like to say to kind of wrap this up? Any last ideas before we sign off for the evening? Lynn, Goya, you got anything? You know, that I know that your brain's always going. So any thoughts, ideas?
There were a lot of really good ideas.
Yeah.
And I think your message about talking about those Marshallese people is, we're so lucky to be Rotarians, you know, because we can help do something about issues in our community. And like you said, we can do it quickly. So it's really, it's humbling to think that we can do something to help people. Yeah. So thanks for talking about that.
Okay, Lynn, thanks. All right, anybody else? Randy, you want to wrap it up and take us home?
Sure. You know, it's 7:03, so, you know, I do appreciate everybody spending their hour with us tonight. You know, and I'll just leave you with one thought. You know, the number one reason why people join Rotary is give back to their community. So, you know, and you all know how, you know, my number one priority is membership. But the number one reason why people join and they stay in Rotary is community service. So the more that we put into, you know, community service, the more that we're going to get back in return. And I just want to say thanks. I appreciate every one of you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join Vincent and Wally and Naomi and myself tonight. So thank you very much and have a great evening. And we'll be seeing you all in person again soon.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Randy.
everyone.
Okay, folks, thanks a lot. Take
Thank
care.
you, thank you.
Are you
Thank you,
speaking at
Benson.
Rotary Club here?